All right, first stop of the day is, hold on, let me look on the maps. It says it in French and I'll live translate for you. Basilica of the Sacred Heart de Montmartre. Oh, Mars. Not Mars, I don't know. Whatever. We're going to a church. It's enormous. Looks beautiful.
It looks like there's a high walk up to
yeah,
it.
It looks like very steep stairs.
Maybe we should get some breakfast before this.
Oh, there's a cafe right there. We'll go to this cafe first. Here it is, our first destination. We have to go up some stairs. Dee's worst nightmare. All right, kids. At the end of this, when you see how hard Dee is breathing, that's an advertisement for why you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Let's do this, Dee. Look, it's one of the gold men before he's gold.
It took him that long to walk up the steps, he turns into gold. That's the video. So, as we've approached here, we just want to make people aware there is people down at the bottom of here who try and put something on your wrist. Do not accept this. Do not accept this.
Yeah, they're gonna ask you for some money after. But yeah, mine was pretty aggressive. He literally like grabbed my arm. I had to pull it away.
Well, yeah, what they'll do is they'll try and put a little ribbon around your wrist, and then once it's on your wrist, they're going to try and charge you. So if you want to pay for one, then by all means, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, if you want to give some random guy some money for some string, there you go. We're at the first set of stairs here. He had to take a smoke break.
So I think every video I'm on this, I've got a cigarette in my mouth. Don't smoke.
That's fine.
It's bad for you.
It is. It's bad for you. It's not advocated by Just Life. But fringe people smoke too much. So it's keeping with the theme.
Yeah.
Beautiful view though.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive city. A massive city. A lot of big buildings here as well.
Little pretty girls.
Little pretty girls here.
As we slowly climb the stairs to the top, you'll see a ton of people. Paris is the most touristed city in the world. So we are very much in the mix of it today. 2 tourists amongst very many, unlike in hopefully some of our other videos where we go to more remote locations. Today, we're just in it.
We're in it.
All right, Dee is gonna enter a church. Let's see if he bursts to flames. We can't talk in here, but they've got a lot of different saints you can give offerings to, but they all cost here. All right, this is my first view of the Eiffel Tower, way over there in the background. Beneath us is a dog park filled with that dog trying to fuck every other dog. But yeah, Eiffel Tower's out there. For the eagle-eyed viewers who can see it right there, over there. Yeah. There's a statue to a guy. Maybe he liked dogs. I don't know. But onwards to more French things. Well, we're here where the Bastille used to be. There's this statue here for it. But this used to be a giant fort. It was huge in French history. It was demolished, unfortunately, because I don't know why, but they used to have a giant fort here that was where the French Revolution started. It was stormed. There was a few prisoners in there. There was weapons in there. The people got their hands on the weapons. I think the prisoners, there wasn't very many, like 6, 7, 8. They got freed, and yeah.
When was the actual, what date was it last stood, the Bastille?
I don't know what the last date it was up at was. Right. Over there was a plaque that said 1848. This says 1789. So I don't know when.
If anyone knows, can you comment in the comments section.
Yeah.
Let us know. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would definitely be good information. I would appreciate that. But here it is. This is the sole remaining landmark to kind of let you know where it was. Right here. Looks nice, but there's a lot of things that look nice here in Paris. So we're gonna keep on trucking. All right here we have the beautiful Seine River. This is the river that runs through the heart of Paris. It's the river that Paris was built around. It's also the river that the Vikings came up from the English Channel to invade Paris and lose ultimately, but it did give them Normandy. Look for Normandy videos somewhere on my channel. Maybe they're there in the future, and you can learn about the Vikings and how they got Normandy. But yeah, cool river. You hear a lot about it in history, you know. So, we are currently on Ile Saint-Louis, Isle of St. Louis, and as a proud Missourian, I approve of this message. The reason a lot of things in France and America, like Louisiana, have the Louis name is because France had a very bad habit of naming all their kings Louis or Henry or something like that. They only have a few names that all the kings pretty much share. So Louis is a common name for places because they name places after their monarchs often, like St. Louis or Louisville maybe. I don't know if Louisville's named after them though. All right, we're here on the Seine in another island in the middle of the river at the one, the only Notre Dame. But anybody who knows anything about Notre Dame is this had a little fire incident a few years back, so they are doing extensive remodeling and repairs right now because the roof burned down right here. So I don't imagine we're going to be able to get in there. It looks more like modern art than a historical building right now with all those scaffoldings on every single side in every direction. There's like a scaffolding elevator or something over there. Like, I don't know. It might just be stairs. But yeah, looks more like modern art right now. But this is the one, the only Notre Dame. And I still think this river is so beautiful. Paris is an extremely beautiful city. I know, you know, it's kind of known for that, but I'll just say it. I'll reiterate something that everybody already knows. It's a beautiful city. So they got some pictures here of like the original scaffolding they put up when it over the burnt areas to kind of show you what's going on. But it's literally just a giant wall of scaffolding now. That's it. This is all you get. All right, guys, I want you to know something. I'm at a little bit of a dilemma right now. I keep seeing berets that they're obviously taunting us tourists with to buy a beret. And I have huge temptations to buy one. I really do. I really want to put one on and wear it. But some part of me, every time I touch one and I'm like, I'm about to get this, I think berets are so non-masculine. Like, it seems like it's a girl hat. It seems like it's a hat only a girl should wear. I know it's a French hat. All French people wear them or whatever. Not now, you know. But it's like a traditionally French thing. Maybe it's just part of French being super feminine, just in general. But there's a part of me, every time I grab one of these things, ready to buy, I'm like, this is a fucking girl's hat. I can't put this on. I'm gonna be like a girl. It's too girly for me. That's my dilemma. We'll see if I can push through my mental barriers and help end sexism today. Let's see if I can do that. It's also National Women's Day or something here. So there's a bunch of feminist rallies all over the city. We passed a bunch of them in Ubers already. So maybe I'll help break down walls today in my own mind. All right, from this angle at least, you can see some of what it should look like. I feel like those even are supposed to have something on top of them, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know what the place looks like normally. But this is it. Well, we are walking up to what I think is a communist rally because I see CNT. Yeah, so we're gonna go join these weirdo communists or whatever. The gendarmerie is here, but we're gonna go over there and see what's up with these commies. see if they'll ingratiate us into their traditions of marijuana smoking and not showering. All right, here we go into the old mixing. This is it. We're in amongst the peasantry, the communist rabble, and this is what they've got for today. Not much support, and I'm glad to see that.
En cassation, après 14 ans de lutte exemplaire, ce sont des femmes qui se sont battues dans la petite enfance pour un accueil de l'enfant qui soit digne, avec des conditions de travail qui soient bonnes. La mairie de Paris a décidé il y a 14 ans de passer contrat avec l'entreprise privée People and Baby. Vous allez en voir partout des crèches People and Baby. Voilà, elles se sont opposées en fait à ce tournant majeur, à ce management brutal.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that nonsense. Let's get out of here. Dirty communists. You know, I don't know much French, but I can say, les communistes, c'est merde. Well, there's an enormous line here at Saint-Chapelle, so we're definitely not going to go in there because it's, hello, because it's definitely way too long of a line. But that's a thing, lots of people, lots of waiting. It's a proper nice day here. That's Saint-Michel or whatever that we didn't go into. But it looks nice. This is all very beautiful. The whole city's beautiful. D here is starting to come down with a little thing known as Paris syndrome, Paris madness.
Yeah.
He's starting to go insane here. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's something about like Japanese and Asian in general tourists come here.
Yeah.
And they have such a high expectation of it. And then they come and I think it's just like
disappointing for them.
So disappointing, really? And then they go like crazy, or they love it so much they go crazy. So, it's one or the other.
Paris has been what I've expected from what I've seen on movies. It's my first time in Paris, so I didn't know what to expect, but looking from all the movies and things like that, it's exactly how I've expected it, to be honest. A lot bigger, but yeah, it's how I expected it to look like.
Yeah, same. All right, I'm gonna try to prompt something out of D right now. And I don't know if he's gonna know what I'm talking about. I think he will, but I'm gonna try to get him to do something. It's very specific right now. This is unscripted and untested, so I'm sorry if this is rougher than I think it's gonna be. So D, if you were gonna tell somebody in Britain through body language, not verbally, but just through your actions, fuck you or go fuck yourself, how would you do it?
Just give them the finger, the middle finger. I don't want to do it because there's loads of police cars.
No. Is there a specifically British way that isn't the middle finger?
Like, how would we say it?
No, how would you do it? How would you do it to people? Right? You guys do this,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's more like piss off. So the middle finger is pee off. I mean, the middle finger is F off, and two fingers normally means pee off.
All right. So this means piss off then.
Yeah.
And do you know the origins behind that?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I was hoping he would know it. It might be a myth. It might not be reality. Here, let's go over here with this beautiful view behind us.
Nice view.
But there's a common sort of thing people say in England where they do this, piss off, and the reason they do it is because back during the 100 Years' War, when France and England were fighting over who's the rightful owner of France, the English longbowmen would be captured and they would get their fingers cut off because then they wouldn't be able to pull the bow, right?
Right.
So when they saw French soldiers across the battlefield, or they saw French soldiers, they would do this, and it would kind of mean like, fuck you, piss off, because it shows they got their fingers, they could still shoot their longbow and kill French soldiers, because the English longbowmen destroyed the French army multiple times over. So that's sort of the mythos behind that, and that's why British people do that, supposedly. So I wanted you to explain that.
That's news to me.
I wanted you to explain that, but that's a thing.
I wouldn't know.
I'm gonna take a picture here now because it's a beautiful place.
The Eiffel Tower?
Oh, it'll be too expensive there. Hold on. Right here over this beautiful view of all these trash cans I think. There's the Eiffel Tower. That's where we're headed, sort of. That's like end of day goals. We're gonna stop at other things along the way. You know, the French and France is easy to hate, make fun of, and joke about, but they have a beautiful city. I'll give them that. I would love to say very bad things about France, but I really can't say it about the city so far. It's beautiful. Look at that. That's kind of just a cool thing they got out here, just randomly. And then the Eiffel Tower. Again, I'll keep showing it because it's awesome, right? All right, we're here at the Louvre. What's your impression of this art museum from the outside?
Very big, very big.
They have a huge amount of classical works here. I couldn't name any of them except the Mona Lisa is here. Mona Lisa is housed in the Louvre somewhere. And if they cost more than 10 euros to go inside per adult, we're not doing it. We're not living that sort of spoiled, rich life. Maybe
10 euro, that could be a pack of fags, mate.
Exactly. Give me a nice set of fish and chips. Share with the wife, Sheila. Sharon, or whatever the meme is. Also, there's another beautiful building behind us. If I just videoed every beautiful building in Paris, though, I'd literally never turn my camera off. Look at that. This is the most complimentary I think I've ever been of any city. And it's in Paris, where I didn't expect to be so nice. And I like it. Can't say I don't like it. What do you think of that?
Crazy. Crazy. It reminds me, it's very similar to London. Some of the parts in London. There's a certain part in London where I'm just trying to picture where it is. I think it is actually just before you get to Buckingham Palace. There's a little place like this, well, big place like this, should I say? Oh, yeah, it's massive.
It is very massive. Lots of naked girls around here.
Yeah.
Statues, that is. All right, we're here in the real front of the Louvre. Right here. The pyramid and everything. Everything you expect when you come. You got any glass pyramids back in old Blighty? You got any glass pyramids in Britain?
Sorry, I thought, well, I think there's one on top of a building. A big skyscraper in London. I'm sure it's London where it is. And it's just like this, but on top of a big skyscraper.
When you're here, you got to make sure you get your pinching the top of the pyramid pose, like that. It's very, very vital to the Paris experience. Look at this. Us and a bunch of girls on Instagram and TikTok right now, all taking videos and pictures of ourselves. I wonder, on average, how many times this thing is photographed per day. Is it in the hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But hey, we're just another voice shouting into the fucking giant room of people taking photos here. Sorry we're not going in the Louvre. I think you guys would find that boring anyways if we were in there, just showing pictures over and over again. It'd just be a very long video where we didn't have much to say, but we will carry on in here in Paris and enjoy seeing the sights while not necessarily going inside the sights. All right, I think I found my point where I'd like to insult France now. So, I just want to give a little history of Paris right now. And it's not really insulting, it's just realities, facts of the matter. So, in World War II, France contributed essentially nothing. They were worthless. That's a fact. But the French president, sort of, you know, like military dictator, I guess, Charles de Gaulle, wanted to have French soldiers liberate the city of Paris. So Americans, British, you know, we didn't really care. We felt bad for the French, so we let them liberate Paris themselves. At the same time, there was actually a national uprising. I will give that to them. French people did rise up to fight for their own independence as the Germans were leaving. The Germans were ordered by Hitler to destroy the city. They didn't. That was good. The general refused that order. But we did let French troops liberate Paris because we didn't really care. Now, having said that, a little honey, a little vinegar, right? Everybody in America always says, oh, French people very rude, French people very arrogant. No, everybody here has been extremely nice, extremely friendly. All the French people we've interacted with have been nothing but kind and helpful. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, the people here have been just normal people.
Just normal people, like anywhere else, yeah.
Yeah, literally not as bad as everyone says for some reason. Maybe it's just specific people, the people who say that kind of thing, maybe there's something wrong with them, more so than wrong with the locals of the city. That's my hot take. Well, it's begun to rain. Reminds me of old England.
It reminds me of good old Britain. It's like in Britain, the weather's got bipolar. 1 minute it's sunny, next minute it's rainy.
Well, I would say the weather in Britain is more like a woman, always getting me wet. Cruising down the Champs-Élysées in my 6'4". We're here. We've made it. We've fucking made it, mate. It's raining again. Les Chevaliers. Another notable thing about Paris is it has a lot of unfortunate extremist Islamic ties nowadays. I think it was the #1 recruiting place for Daesh in Europe, and it's also been the site of many Islamic extremist attacks on synagogues, just random groups of people, all sorts of places. They do lots of attacks. The Charlie Hebdo attack, that was one of them. You know, there's a lot of those things that just kind of happen here for whatever reason. So that's another part of modern Paris. Yeah, just modern Paris. All right, we're gonna do everybody's favorite segment of our European tours. D,
Yo,
tell me everything you know about Paris.
about Paris. So, we've got the famous Eiffel Tower here. My second name's actual French. But yeah, it's a beautiful city. Many movies were made here. If you've seen Taken, a movie, it's where it all starts. The madness all starts in France. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. Austria's still my favourite place, I've got to be honest. But no, this has got to be up there with Austria. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I don't want to be premature in saying this, but I think Paris might be becoming my favorite city in the world. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Hey, the video's not done yet. We don't beg for those until the end.
Hey, do them halfway through. You can do them halfway through. Might just prompt them because sometimes you might forget at the end, so we like to prompt them a little bit.
All right, do what he said.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
He's English. If you don't do it, he'll be around for 800 years. Just like in Ireland.
Just like
Here we have a monument to the intrepid French soldier of World War I, where they sat and they held the line against the Germans for 4 years until Germans surrender, in the worst conditions you can imagine. I think this is a French soldier from World War I. It's the vibe I'm getting. Maybe I'm wrong.
There's a name.
Oh no.
No.
Clemenceau. It's a specific guy who would have been alive for World War I. I thought this was just going to be a generic World War I statue, but no. Clemenceau, maybe a president, maybe something, I don't know. I couldn't say. I'm probably not going to use this part of the video. So directly behind me, we have Charles de Gaulle. He was multiple-time president of France during some very hard times in French history. He was also sort of de facto dictator, sort of free France. When France surrendered to the Germans and established a collaboration government where they chose to side with the Nazis, because they did, based in Vichy, he said no, some French do not want to do that. He took his group to London He was very obstinate. He very much stood for French sort of ideals in the occupation. He stood against the Nazis, but he also didn't just give in to anything the British and the Americans want. He stood for what was in France's interests. That sometimes led to things that were disadvantageous for everybody, including French people. Sometimes it did things that, you know, otherwise would have taken away some of France's prestige and rights during the war. But like him, hate him, he did a lot of things in France, for France. He is probably one of, if not the most influential people in modern French history. He presided over 2 different parts of the French Republic. The French Foreign Legion tried to do a coup and take him over, and take him out of government because he wanted to decolonize Algeria, which for a time was considered an integral part of France, the same as any other French territory. He gave that up. There was over 1 million ethnic French people living there, as well as like certain Berber and Jewish and Christian groups that are local to there that wanted to stay a part of France. He still said, no, we'll give it away. We don't want to fight a war there. We don't want to fight a guerrilla war there. So he gave that away. The French Foreign Legion wasn't happy. They wanted to keep fighting. They tried to coup him. The white French people of Algeria tried to like take over and make their own country, like an apartheid Algeria sort of, I guess, for a very little time. The French Foreign Legion, I think, also tried to capture nuclear bombs in that same coup. Didn't happen, thankfully. So yeah, he saw a lot of interesting parts of French history. Sort of controversial figure for certain people. Certain people he wouldn't be controversial at all. But like him, hate him, important guy. So now we're outside the Arc de Triomphe. I believe it was made by Napoleon for Napoleon for his victories. I thought they were going to make this a green space, basically, where it's all walking and no cars, but they haven't done it yet. I thought that was something that already happened, but I guess not. Let's see if it does eventually. You know, when I walk down the streets here, I keep thinking about the French Revolution of 1848, I think, maybe. I might be wrong on the dates. But not the real French Revolution, not the big boy, but the one that would result in like, or the one from Les Miserables, basically. When Paris became a communist, like, weird thing, Germany became a country. I don't know French history that well. Anyways, I keep thinking about how there used to be the big barricades that they built here out of just stuff they brought out of their houses. They threw them out in the streets. And yeah, that's kind of cool. I wish I knew where some of those are. That'd be cool if they like kind of remade one and kind of just closed down that street, remade a barricade, and it's like, yeah, this is it. This is what they looked like in our history. Obviously, that'd be super inconvenient for millions of people, but it'd be nice. I'd like to see it. And this is for Moroccan soldiers who fought for France and died. So, little callback to our France video. That's pretty cool that they have some, you know, for colonial soldiers right here next to it's like I think it's a house where like wounded soldiers live or something along those lines. Or maybe it's a hospital for military soldiers, something like that, or used to be. I think it's their version of the VA for Americans. I think that's what this is, coming up this way. Maybe this building, I don't know. There's an interesting like colonial monument here for the dead French citizens and soldiers that died in Morocco, Algeria, Morocco, Madagascar, and Tonkin, so Vietnam. So a bunch of colonial wars. Here's a monument for them, I guess. Good for you guys. We're coming up on the entrance to the tomb of Napoleon. All right, we've entered the tomb of l'Empereur Napoleon. How do you feel as a British?
Not coming.
He tried to defeat your country over and over again.
No coming.
The only country that stood against him every time was Britain. Is he down there? Is that him? All right. the #1 rival of Britain ever, probably. The guy who was closest to beating him, I think. They definitely went all out for one of their last emperors. Not the last, though. One of his nephews, I think, would be the last. Oh, that's pretty interesting. They have Ferdinand Foch here, Marshal Foch, Marshal Foch. He was the guy in charge of the French army and the Allied armies in World War I. So, another very important military man right here in the mausoleum. I think he belongs. I think he fits. Let's see if we got some others in here. There's another one. I don't know anything about that guy. And another, who I don't know, right here. Another one of Napoleon's family members, Jerome I. Napoleon had a habit of putting all his family members in charge of other European countries, the Netherlands, some German states, Italy, Spain. So there's a lot of Napoleons that became royal. None of them really lasted, I think. Maybe Sicily, maybe. So he was made king of Westphalia, a German state, and he was married to Princess von Württemberg from another German state. So, hello. So yeah, that's the story of him. That's one of Napoleon's brothers. So this one is Joseph Napoleon. I don't know anything about him. The other one I only got because his wife's plaque said what everything was. But another Napoleon. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Down into the crypt we go. Bertrand. Okay, they got a lot of people buried in here. I thought it would just be Napoleon. Napoleon II, King of Rome. Napoleon, French Hitler, maybe, but good general. So that's something. Fought against Europe many times, won most of the times, unfortunately for Europe, but he did lose a couple times. That's what undid him. Now we're entering the World War II section of the French Military Museum, where they will tell us about the French contributions to World War II. Like when they fought the American landing in Morocco when we came to liberate. Some beautiful American weapons. Another beautiful American gun. I don't know, this might be French or British or something. Just a revolver. Got a British and a German gun. French flag. No, that's British.
That is?
Yeah, that's a British gun. That's your people. In French Indochina, the government actually collaborated with the Japanese. So, here's this part of it. But I think they talk more about the resistance part. Lots of the old cannonades here, lots of cannons, and the Palais Saint-Denis.
Symbols are on that roof there.
What symbols?
Symbols on the roof.
Symbols on the roof. What are you talking about?
On the roof, put like some symbols. It's all pointing away.
Oh, those are probably royal crests or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Regional crests of France, maybe? I don't know. Some ancient stuff in the military museum. Looks like, no.
That was famous fight, like fighting that one.
Yeah, definitely. Some medieval stuff. This is when France actually mattered. This is when it was like the powerhouse in all of Europe, really. And France was big boy. France loved to buy its crossbowmen from Italy, Genoese crossbowmen. I don't know if that's that. I'm just saying stuff because I don't have a lot of time. What? Oh yeah, look at all those armor, suits of armor. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, and they got like guns and stuff in there. Really cool, really cool. Stuff from the Italian wars when France was making itself king over in Italy. Really cool suits of armor here. I like this. This is like long sword stuff, long swordman. They got some Sultan's helmet here, probably from the Crusades. Yeah, this is all probably Crusade spoils, I'd guess. Salé Royal. Yeah, these guys, they know how to dress. Henry II. Léon, Roi de France. Francois I, this is his armor. The lion, that's why he's got the helmet that looks like a lion. This is all royal armor, so kings would have been wearing this stuff. Henry II, his helmet. Francois I, another helmet. That children's armor right there. This is his armor when he was an older guy, adult. So child soldiers, they work. Look at this. Coming up on the old Eiffel Tower. All right, Eiffel Tower time. I think it was originally built to be temporary for a World's Fair, and then it was supposed to be taken down. I think some guy once tried to fly off of it, and he made like wings and he jumped, and I don't think it worked. Could be wrong on that one. That might not be historical fact. Don't quote me. Look into that yourself. But yeah, here it is. The Eiffel Tower, the iconic French thing. It's quite large, I'd say. There are elevators to go up, as you can see right there. But I think you have to book far in advance to get on those, unfortunately. It's kind of funny. There's a lot of girls out here who have very expensive makeup and hair done to come take their photos today. It's raining very hard, as you can see by me being totally drenched. So they are not happy campers. Very, very unhappy. Very sad day. The rain has definitely cleared this area out. I think it's maybe not so common to have so few people down here. The top is closed. We did want to enter the top, but unfortunately it's closed for right now. C'est la vie. Well, that's gonna be it for France, for Paris, but also France. I hope you guys enjoyed.
We made it.
We made it. We saw the Eiffel Tower. I think this is the best place to end the video. We could have gotten a little further away, but I like how impressive it is just right up next to it. We'll probably stick around and admire it since the rain's let up. Dry off a little bit too, but I really enjoyed Paris.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been really enjoyed it. Beautiful, beautiful place, clean place. So you've got the attractions like this. So what can you ask for?
Delicious food. Delicious food. Check out that video. They got a decent McDonald's. Check out that video too.
McDonald's are good.
Separate from the good food though. French food is way better than McDonald's. But
now it's time to say this. Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.
Goodbye.